What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another GTR restoration video. I've got a jam-packed episode for you guys, and I'm still trying to get a hang of this whole voiceover thing. Let me know what you guys think about it. I can promise you that content will continue to get better as I continue to hopefully grow. Before we continue, just want to remind you guys what we did in the last build episode. I got the whole floor rail support removed, cleaned up and repaired the floor, restored the frame rails or floor support rails, I guess I should call them, and got them all installed and back up on the car. So check that out if you missed it, and a lot of other videos that were posted in between as a bonus video throughout the week. So check those out. I really would appreciate it, and I do appreciate the support recently. It means a lot. So hope you guys enjoy this content. And I just want to say really quick, the content will continue to get better as far as like the content. You know, at the moment we're just kind of fiddling with the small stuff, and I can assure you I've been doing some really cool repairs, and the car finally at the moment is starting to come together. So I can't wait to share all that with you guys. But yeah, just kind of bear with me. I know this stuff can be a little bit tedious and sometimes a little bit boring, but trying my best to make it somewhat entertaining for you guys. So with that all said, enjoy the video. So with the floor support rails welded back in place, it's time to tackle the next job on the list, that being the front left chassis leg. First task in hand is dealing with the poor quality repair made to the outer rail skin. You guessed it, off it comes. So with that piece out the way and in the scrap bin, I'm able to remove the portion of the outer skin by just drilling out a few more spot welds. Spot weld sorted, mostly. I cut out the portion I wanted to remove. Right on cue. There's that one spot weld I missed. I can't say I'm surprised with the condition of this piece at this point with how the rest of the car is. But a quick hammer and die to shape everything back into place for removal, and a quick cleanup, and it's ready for the fill-in piece.
Really rust-free now.
Can't work efficiently without some snacks, am I right? Sun chips in this case. Piece came out looking good as new. So I'm sure some of you have noticed already, but there's a couple pieces that were chopped out of a pretty structural, integral part of the chassis leg. I'm not too sure what they were thinking there, but oh well, I'm happy to say that we're taking care of it now properly. It's a 2-layer construction, so a quick tape template later, some new steel, I whip up a fill-in. Same goes with the top piece. Everything gets cleaned up nicely and no need to worry about the area covered up. I do plan to remove the remainder of the front floor support in a later time, which will uncover the remains of the rust. Everything gets welded in and spot welded together just as it should be. I'm not able to get a weld in some areas due to clearance, but once the rest of the floor support is removed, it will allow me to get in there and get everything final welded. I'm sure some of you noticed the rust hiding in here, so you know what that means. More spot welds. Another clear sign is this spot weld here is completely rusted just by looking at it. Just what I was expecting. I'm not going to tackle this area at the moment, but good to know it needs to be added to the list. Although I gotta say, at the time, I can't say I was too thrilled with the added extra work. So switching things up, it's time to get the remaining panels from the tunnel of the car removed and restored. So, do I even need to mention it? More spot welds. You guys sick of them yet? Well, I hope not, because there's certainly more on the agenda. You can see the traces of rust all around this piece. It's pretty interesting that moisture was able to stay and hold in such a high point of the car. Pretty strange. I'm starting to believe that this car may have spent some time underwater. And the more you guys watch these episodes, the more you may also think the same. Obviously not stopping with that piece, shifter surround next. Which honestly was covered as well with a lot of dirt on the inside of the car. Where did it come from? It's a great question. Little rust here, nothing major.
that's a blessing. But there's sign over your aunt told me about that somebody's taking.
This one is oddly rusty. Hard to tell from the outside though until the seam sealer is removed. I made a quick positioning brace for the drive shaft hoop bracket, as even though it's quite easy to position these panels in the exact same position they came from, it never hurts to be extra sure, especially for a drive shaft hoop. I was able to sandblast the pieces, but forgot to remove one tab. Can't say I'm leaving any stone unturned here. The handbrake mount bracket was the last to come out. Surprisingly, rust is too minimal here. Although, looks like water has puddled up at the top of the humps, which is pretty weird. Switching gears again, time to get rid of the final OEM seam sealer and sound deadener on the right side of the floor. Some heat and a putty knife make quick-ish work of this. An 80 grit 3-inch sanding disc quickly cleans up the remains and OEM E-coat off the floor while using a wire wheel for the harder to reach areas. It's safe to say this first quadrant on the floor is done. Pretty crazy to say that. A lot of work went in just to this small area, especially near the rear corner pocket. Basically had to remake everything back here. Last step was to cap this whole area off with some metal conditioner. All this gunk here was just piled up in this small little corner. I gotta say, it's gonna be pretty nice to apply seam sealer correctly and cleanly when the time comes. While here, I figured I'd remove the rest of the sound deadening and seam sealer of the frontal floor. However, this area still needs much work, one step at a time.
I know this was kind of a long one with a whole hell of a lot of voiceover, but yeah, you guys got to cut me a little bit of slack. This portion of the build, I really wasn't too into the whole filming part of it. I just wanted to get the work done, so just more so just set the camera up, and I figured I was going to do voiceovers anyway. So Won't be forever, and I can promise you we will switch it up and change things up a little bit to make it a little bit more interesting. If you made it this far, first of all, thank you. And yeah, but that's going to be it for today's episode. Next episode, like I said, is going to be pretty sweet. Have a lot of cool repairs that are happening. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Thank you.